So a lot of you have contacted me asking what happened to my video, and this was a video concerning the article by David Sirota and Andrew Perez from the International Business Times. I'm here to tell you, put your tinfoil hats away. I wasn't censored by Twitter or YouTube. I decided to put the video on private because after looking more into the story, I felt as though it was a little bit too misleading to post a segment about it. Now, was it factual? Yes. Was it misleading? Absolutely. So let me explain why I think this is the case and why I decided to put this particular video discussing this article on private. So in this article, David Sirota critiques Hillary Clinton for voting against a particular amendment to the Energy Policy Act of 2005. Now, this amendment would ban the use of the MTBE chemical. Now, this chemical is very toxic. It is linked to leukemia and lymphoma. So it can cause cancer. It's very bad. Now, Hillary Clinton voted against an amendment in this bill that would have banned that. Should she have voted in favor of banning this? Yes, she should have. But the overall tone of the article suggests that Hillary Clinton should have voted yes on the entire Energy Policy Act itself. That's something I disagree with. So like many bills, when you actually look into it, you'll see that it's not so cut and dry. So this particular bill was basically a pro-fracking bill. It was pushed by the George W. Bush administration. It gave subsidies to the fossil fuel industry. There was a lot of really problematic anti-environmental things about it. And Bernie Sanders also voted against this particular act. So one part in particular of the article is where the authors talk about how even though Hillary Clinton was concerned about the impact of the MTBE chemical, well, the problem is that she still voted against the bill with this knowledge. But I disagree with that right there, because that overall tone suggests that the bill altogether was good, when in actuality, the entire bill was flawed. Now, I agree 100% that you have to critique and call out Hillary Clinton for voting against the actual amendment. I mean, even if she was going to vote against the whole bill, which she should have done, and rightfully she did do, as did Bernie Sanders, she still should have voted yes to ban the MTBE chemical, even if she was going to vote against the entire bill. And they do state this in the article, but again, I felt like the overall tone suggested that she was wrong to vote against the bill, when in actuality, that's not the case. Hillary Clinton was right to vote against this bill. Was she wrong to vote against the particular amendment? Yes. But the overall tone of the article, in my opinion, it suggests that she should have voted for this bill, and that Barack Obama was somehow correct to vote in favor of the Energy Policy Act, when in actuality, he was wrong to vote in favor of this bill. Now, again, everyone who voted for the particular amendment that I cited in this video, they were right to do that. They were on the right side, but once it shifted to the vote for the overall bill, they were on the wrong side. So I felt like it's a little bit unfair to critique Hillary Clinton for this. Is the article infactual? No, it's not. It actually is factual, but you don't get the whole story. You don't get the full context. And it didn't really click in my head that they didn't mention the Energy Policy Act. Because if an author doesn't mention a particular bill that you can go and look up for yourself and see the overall details, then I don't know if he's trying to hide something. I'm not accusing David Sirota and Andrew Perez of trying to hide anything. I actually do really trust and appreciate the work that David Sirota does. So maybe this was just an honest mistake on his part. But what really needs to happen is he needs to update that bill. He needs to update the article itself to include the fact that, yes, this is in reference to the Energy Policy Act. Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton both voted no. What we're really critiquing Hillary Clinton on is for voting for voting no to ban the MTBE, because she should have voted to ban the MTBE amendment. So overall, the article itself, not incorrect at all, but it's very, very misleading. If they want to critique her for voting no on the amendment to ban MTBE, that particular chemical, and its use, then they should really emphasize that, but I felt like that was downplayed in the article, and for that, I don't want to mislead anyone. We have to be objective. Even if it's someone who I disagree with, like Hillary Clinton, I feel as though we have to be fair. We have to apply the same standard of judgment, and I'm all about debunking bullshit everywhere. So even if it's for people that I don't typically like and agree with when it comes to policy, I feel as though you still have to be fair. You have to provide the entire context. You have to give the entire story. And because this article was just incredibly misleading, sorry to be redundant in using that word, but I think it summarizes it perfectly. Because this article was misleading, I just can't share it. I don't want people to get the wrong impression and the wrong idea. Again, I'll say it for the 100th time. Yes, Hillary Clinton is still wrong. You can critique her for not voting yes to ban that chemical, which is very harmful. But in the end, let's be real here. The Energy Policy Act, it's a sham of a bill, and Hillary Clinton was not wrong to vote against it. So that's my thoughts. I apologize wholeheartedly for sharing this article. Some of you have talked to me, who I've spoken with online, and said, look, don't delete the video. It is just talking about the amendment. But after reading through it, I can't endorse it. And we have to get the full picture. We have to get the facts. So I just don't want to spread misinformation and give people the wrong idea. So that's on me for sharing this article and not holding it to a higher standard of scrutiny, like I typically do for most articles. Just disregard that video. You're still free to criticize Hillary Clinton for that particular vote, for that particular amendment, but just know the facts that the energy policy bill, overall, she was right to vote against it. My goal is not to mislead anyone, and I felt like by sharing this article, it's a little bit misleading, so that's my fault. It was unintentional, but thanks to my viewers for pointing that this is very misleading out to me, because without it, I may not have caught it. So that's my thoughts, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.